I've been living on the Disney Treasure since September 2024, and I really wanted to make a video about December and the holiday season because it was our inaugural season, the Maiden Voyage, all the things. But I mean, it was kind of busy, and I didn't really get a chance. I didn't get a chance to do it at all. So if I'm here talking and then I have to like leave and go do a reading shift or leave and go to rehearsal or whatever, I'm gonna come back and resume taping. So here was my December. So leading up to our maiden voyage on December 21st, we just had rehearsals, we started our greeting shifts, we had a bunch of safety drills and safety trainings. We also did 2 media cruises and a couple preview cruises. December was a busy month. Oh, and it was the holidays. Hard for me to share a lot of my experiences with you because we are not allowed to film backstage. We can't take videos or pictures, which is understandable. However, since I spend so much time backstage, it's hard to do like vlog style content and things. So I'm just going to insert like a screenshot of my weekly planner so you can kind of get an idea of what my schedule looks like. And also, first week of December 3rd, I got to check out Lookout Key for the first time, which was fun.
Hi, I'm with my friend Francesca.
So we spent about 2 hours at Lookout Key because Francesca had to get back to work and I really wanted to go over my understudy stuff before notes that evening. And then after notes, I had puppet rehearsal. And thank goodness I went over my notes and James made time to do puppet rehearsal with me because on December 11th, I went in for the role of Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast, and it was great. However, because it was so early in the contract, well, not early in the contract, but the ship hadn't opened yet, so we were still working with primaries and getting all the shows up, that we hadn't done any understudy work-throughs yet. I mean, luckily I did get to stand in a couple days for the role of Mrs. Potts for tech. My first performance in the role of Mrs. Potts ended up being kind of like a live put-in, which is nerve-wracking, but I am so grateful that everybody was just really, really supportive, and it was quite nice. Understudies go in, our swings are always in, so yes, advice, if you're covering some tracks, learn them. The next week, we had 2 media cruises, and it was really great to perform in front of audiences and really get their feedback and to feel the energy in the room. I really loved it. Also, what I enjoyed about the preview cruises is that the guest count wasn't super high, so since this is my first cruise contract, so I'm not like a pro at greeting or anything. It was really nice to not have the big long lines so I could kind of get used to how to manage the lines and how to help the characters and things. I am so broken record with this, so the 3rd week of December was busy, yes. However, on the 18th, Francesca and I did get off the boat and go to Lookout Key again, which was really fun.
Okay, what are you eating?
Burger and mixed vegetables.
And I'm having ribs and a chicken sandwich and veggies.
Then December 20th was a dark day and we had no guests on board that evening, and the Disney Treasure was parked next to the Disney Wish. Docked. I'm not sure how to... We were next to the Disney Wish. Anyway, my friend Maris, she plays Merida over there. She got to come on to the Disney Treasure and hang out for a bit. And it was really nice catching up with her because we did South Pacific National Tour together back in 2019 and we really haven't gotten a chance to catch up since then. So that was really nice, really special. Then that evening, my husband flew into Orlando because he was boarding the Disney Treasure the very next day to join us on the sailing for the Maiden Voyage. Since Walker sailed with us during our first preview cruise back in November, the Maiden Voyage would actually be his second sailing on the Disney Treasure, so he settled right in, and while I had company meeting and guest drill and package assist and work stuff, he made his appointments for his mani-pedi, he hung out at the rainforest room, and after that I met him for dinner, for his dinner rotation at Plaza de Coco. At dinner, we met an amazing 2 couples who we were sat with, and we just had a really nice time. And every time I get the chance to eat at Plaza de Coco, which isn't that often, but I mean, I wish it was more frequent, but when I do, I always eat the short rib, and for dessert, I have it's like this coconut dessert thing. It's delicious. Highly recommend. The short rib coconut thingy for dessert. The second day of the inaugural cruise, my work schedule conflicted with Walker's dining rotation. So instead of eating at Worlds of Marvel, we went to Periscope Pub. He had the burger, which is like my favorite thing there, and then I ate the fish and chips, which is also good. For the Maiden Voyage, Walker came on board as a guest, not as a family travel sign-on. And because of that, every night after turn-down service, we'd get back to the room and there would be these cool gifts. I took videos. I'm gonna insert them right here probably. Anyways, we received a bunch of chocolates, a bunch of inaugural memorabilia, some art, a lot of really cool things. The following night, we had dinner at 1923. And my favorite thing on that menu is the ahi appetizer. I took pictures, however, the pictures didn't come out great. So, well, I think I'll just insert the pictures of the menu. But if you go there, and you like ahi, try the ahi appetizer. Highly recommend. I feel like this is just going to be like me recommending food. Well, it's because during the day I had rehearsals and greetings and a bunch of things, so I'm not including, I didn't really do any activities. I mean, Walker hung out at the rainforest room and he did activities, but I don't have footage of the activities he did. Then after 1923, Walker and I went to Pirate Night and we met up with Francesca and her sister Vale.
Are you ready to parlay? I said, are you ready to parlay? Come
Day 5 of the Maiden Voyage, I had 3 shows of Beauty and the Beast, and day 6 of the Maiden Voyage, I had 3 shows of Moana. The next morning was the last day of the Maiden Voyage on the Disney Treasure. Walker left around 9:30 or 10 that morning, right after breakfast, and then in the afternoon, around 1:30, my sister boarded the boat. I got to use my family travel privilege to sign her on for the week. Christy stayed with me in my cabin for the New Year's Eve cruise, and at first I was kind of anxious because I was worried that she wasn't going to be able to find her way, because back here, like, sometimes certain doors are shut and they don't open, and there's a lot of stairs, and everything kind of can start to look the same, and everything's really brightly lit, and so it kind of gets some getting used to. But she found her way within a day or two, which is awesome. And then I realized, of course I was confused when I first moved in, because I moved in before all of the signage was up, and I moved in before there was any art to use as landmarks and things. So yeah, it worked out. She found her way. She had a wonderful time. That first night of the New Year's Eve cruise, Christy and I ate pizza up on deck 11, and then after that I had a greeting shift, and during my greeting shift she watched Victrophonics in the Grand Hall. December 29th, we had breakfast at Marceline Market, and then I had greeting and rehearsals and stuff, so she watched Royal Gathering, she walked around the boat a bit, and then I met her for dinner. Since she was signed on as a family sign-on guest and we didn't get approved for a dining rotation because the ship was full, which is totally understandable, we had dinner at Periscope Pub. Wait, I have to show that again. December 30th, we got off the boat for a bit. We walked around Cozumel. We stopped at No Name, looked at all of the crew IDs they have on the bar. We had lunch at Jeannie's, and then after that, we jaywalked to Mega so I could get some highlighters because I was memorizing some understudy stuff and I wanted to highlight. I should have got more Sharpies for greeting, but I forgot to add that to my list. Then in the evening we watched the I can't say Victrophonics quickly. Victrophonics. The morning of December 31st, I had a greeting shift. My sister met the chipmunks and we ate at Marceline Market. After that, we took a tender to Grand Cayman. We just kind of walked around the port for a bit. We met up with my castmate Herman. We had some bubble tea. And then after that, we headed back to the ship to get ready for New Year's Eve. And then it was 2025, and that was my December living and working on the Disney Treasure.